Hi, my name is Thomas Wang, and today I'm here to talk about my experience with bloody noses and basically how much of an expert I am at handling them just because of how much I get them in general. And I bring this up because I got one today, and it's been a while since I last had one, and I'm actually surprised because it's been like, what? I think it's been like a few months since I had my last, actually no, that's an absolute lie. I get them at least like 10 times a month. But like I had this period in 8th grade where I had like a bloody nose every day, and I called it a streak. You know those Snapchat streaks? I called it that. Every day I had a bloody nose, and I had to see how long I could go every day getting a bloody nose. I think I got to like 15 days. That's 2 straight weeks of a bloody nose every day. And at that point, I was an expert. I knew how to handle it. When I got a bloody nose, like people who get bloody noses, especially like I don't know, the freaking really stressed out people, they get a bloody nose and they faint because they're like freaking stressed. I really could not care less. I'm less stressed by a bloody nose than I am by an exam. Really, it just doesn't matter to me at all. But the things that I do to handle it are like actually really easy when I think about it. I did just Google the answers because obviously Google tells you everything, but it's just what it tells you there. Like a lot of people do some interesting things that really don't work. I went to this doctor, the nose doctor or whatever they're called. My mom sent me there to like get it fixed because it was becoming a real issue. They really didn't do it. Actually, no, I'll take that back. They gave me their advice and they did the whole talking spiel thing. I remember one of the things they said was I remember somewhere someone said when you get a bloody nose, don't plug it. And as much as that's the expertise saying, or someone said that, maybe it wasn't an expert, but whoever said that, I still don't plug it, but like if I do, there's usually not an issue. Like plugging a bloody nose, that's what everyone does. They roll up a piece of paper, they stick it up, and then nothing gets out. And it kind of works really, but sometimes it doesn't. But the main way that I use to efficiently stop a bloody nose is to simply squeeze the crap out of your nose until you suffocate. You know when you squeeze and your voice starts to sound like really weird? That's basically what you gotta do. You squeeze it, it suffocates the bloody nose. So like the blood that's trying to like get out and like make a mess, it gets stuck there because you squeezed it, it's all dead. Nothing's getting out, nothing's getting in. You can't breathe, but that's a worthy sacrifice to efficiently handle the bloody nose. And it sounds easy, but it really helps out. Like it's really all you need to do. And it might not seem to work, but like you really have to just be patient. You squeeze it, wait like a solid 5 minutes. It really depends on how bad it is. Nowadays, I don't know if it's a bad bloody nose because either way, I just squeeze it and then I unsqueeze it and then it's usually gone by then. And that's really all you have to do. I've heard there's some other things I do just for satisfaction purposes. My dad did this thing where you like put cold water on your neck, and I don't know how that works scientifically. He's an interesting guy, so I'm sure it probably does something. But sometimes I realize like every time I do get a bloody nose, my neck seems to be weirdly hot. So like that does seem like even if it doesn't help the bloody nose, it just feels nice to put some cold water on that neck and cool down a little bit. And I get like I said earlier how many bloody noses I get. I get plenty. I started the whole streak thing. I got streaks 15 days in a row, probably more. One day I had 5 bloody noses in a single day. And at this point, bloody noses are just natural to me. If I get one, like I said, I'm not stressed. I'm just like, heck no. And then I just go to the bathroom and fix it in a matter of like 5 minutes. But it's really just, I don't know. They're really easy to get rid of if you're an expert like me. And yeah, I don't really know what exactly caused me to get this many. My mom said it was like, I didn't eat healthy enough. And there's a term in Chinese called 上火. It's essentially, it translates to on fire, which sounds like an interesting thing depending on what generation you grew up in. But yeah, it might sound cool, but what it basically means is you're not healthy, and that basically means you get bloody noses. At least that's what my mom thought. And I honestly don't know if that's true. I'm not sure if it's like one of those made up lies that parents tell you to eat more vegetables, but either way, it kind of did work because I did try to eat more vegetables, especially when I was getting like 5 a day every day, and it was just like an absolute pain. But I still had the issue, and what I've resulted to, or at least what the nose doctor also said, he said it was something with the dry air, and I think that was also like a well-known cause for bloody noses. dry air, you know, he said something about when it's really dry, the nose crap, the stuff in there, it like gets really dry, it hardens up, it solidifies like a bunch of glue or something, and then it solidifies. It's a brick. It's all solid in there. You're like no boogers. It's just all solid crap. But because of that, you know, you move your nose around. Eventually, that solid stuff gets unstable and it cracks. And then that crack also like rips apart some under the nose in there. And then you know the nose started bleeding and you get a bloody nose. And for me, it's really mostly minor. At least from the way I handle them, they don't really last a long time. You squeeze it for like a solid 30 seconds even, and it might be over. But it's that easy. And today I had one, but this one was different. I think there are two types of bloody noses. There's the ones that are like really major and they suck because they don't end. And there's the really small ones that usually you just squeeze it for 2 seconds and it dies. The major one, I had a major one today. At least it seemed major, and then I did the usual, and then it died. But it was because I was wearing someone else's hoodie because they let me borrow it. It was cold outside. I was having some trouble taking it off, so it kind of got stuck on my neck, and then the guy just literally ripped it off me, and then it like whacked my nose a bit. So this is the type of bloody nose that you get from injury. This is your most typical bloody nose that the commoners know of. They happen for a reason, because you usually had some form of force that just rammed into your nose, and then that happens. And yeah, those don't end well because it's a real injury, so the nose does bleed a lot. But follow the normal procedure, squeeze it, and it dies. That's really the motto for an expert like me. I'm a really big expert. But most of the time, they're really random, at least for me. I don't really, like I said, I don't know the exact cause. But either way, if you ever get a bloody nose, it's really simple. Just squeeze the crap out of it, and eventually it dies. If it's a occurring problem, reoccurring, constant, whatever the crap it is, like me, I don't really know what to tell you. The nose doctor that I went to, honestly, we paid like $200 for that weird nose doctor appointment. He didn't really do anything. He gave us some weird nasal spray. That stuff is nasty. I don't recommend it. He did say to just put Vaseline if it's a dryness issue. And honestly, that did help. When I use Vaseline, you just like get some Vaseline, pick your nose, and it gets the Vaseline all over. And it prevents it from drying up because Vaseline is all gooey, so nothing dries up, and then everything stays really moist. And it's kind of nasty sometimes because you have to blow your nose. Actually, once you blow your nose, it's gone, and then the risk is up again. But I think it did help. Every time I used Vaseline, I didn't get a bloody nose until I had to blow it out, and then back to being danger. But yeah, use Vaseline if it's a dryness issue. But overall, like, it's not that difficult to get a bloody nose. I don't think it's one of those stress-worthy issues. I remember in elementary school, people get a bloody nose, they start screaming. Everyone else sees it, they start screaming. Like, it's not that big of a deal. At this point, it's like a natural occurrence to me. I really don't care anymore. But it's easy. Just remember, you squeeze the life out of the bloody nose. Squeeze it till it suffocates. You don't even have to wait that long. Just like 30 seconds to like 5 minutes. It's not that bad. But once you do that, it usually dies, and then that's just a quick solution. If you get a bloody nose, squeeze it till it dies. That's really the simplest way to remember it.